Good morning, happy Friday. So, do you remember when you were a kid, if you're not a kid right now, and you used to have growing pains? Do you remember that? Do you remember when you'd wake up in the middle of the night and things would ache and you'd have to sleep 12 hours a day and you might bump into something because you grew really quickly and didn't realize that you had grown? You know, there was a story that was floating around on Facebook a few years ago about bald eagles, and it said this. It was this really pretty story about how eagles can live to be 80 years, but at 40 years they have to go through this very painful process of tearing their beaks off and tearing out their talons and taking out feathers in order to grow new stuff so that they can live. Now, that story is actually not true. Eagles don't live that long, and they actually are constantly in the process of working on their beaks and working on their talons, and they molt every year. But, you know, the lesson behind the story was still great, and it's a great story because it's really true. You know, when we decide that we're going to grow, this isn't an easy process. There are times when it's painful, and there's times when, you know, when a plant grows, things fall off of it. Things have to die in order for it to go to the next level. And if you watch an animal when they leave their shells, you know, when a lobster leaves its shell, or when clams have to do that, also crabs, snakes, you know, when the animals grow, they have to get rid of the old stuff and make room for the new stuff. And if they don't do that, they don't grow. And if they don't grow, they die. You know, if you're either growing or you're dying. So when we go through these growth processes, there's many times where it's painful. There's many times where, you know, we have to leave certain people in our life in order to change. That doesn't mean that we don't like them anymore, but if we're around them constantly, we're not going to be able to change. It might mean that, you know, certain things are going to be very uncomfortable. Remember that life begins at the end of your comfort zone. You know, if you understand a couple of basic principles, that you're either growing or you're dying, that there's really nothing in between, and that life begins where your comfort ends, you're going to understand the process. So you know that you constantly have to be going to the next level. If you're not growing, you're dying. So if you're not looking towards the next thing, then you're dying. I see this in business all the time. Back when I used to represent a lot of business people with regards to their personal things that they had going on. And you could tell when somebody got to a point where all of a sudden they were done. They were just tired. They didn't want to do it anymore. Well, when they got to that point, they better get rid of their business quickly. They better figure out how to sell it, how to transfer it to somebody else, get somebody else to run it. Because what happens is they stop taking risks. They don't want to grow anymore. They want to hang on to what they have. And so they try to just go level. They try to just do the same thing. Well, if you're not growing, you're dying. And what happens is the business starts to die. And now all of a sudden they're in desperation mode and they're trying to figure out how to bail water out of a boat, but the boat is sinking too quickly. And sometimes they can end up losing it all. So you got to figure out where you are in the process. Where are you in the cycle? And if you're done with that business, then great, grow to the next thing, but you got to get out of it quickly, because you got to understand that you're not going to be able to take it to the next level. Somebody else has to take it to the next level. But in our lives, in our personal lives, we need to be always going to the next thing. Enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, celebrate. But what's next? What's the thing that you're going to do next? What's the growth that's going to happen in your life next? And understand, when we grow to these levels, we have to shed skin. We have to tear off beaks. We have to do these painful things that will allow us to have a rebirth so that we can then go to that next level. So the story of the bald eagle ripping off his beak and ripping out his talons isn't actually true, but it's a lovely metaphor as to what we do have to do in life. We do have to metaphorically rip off our talons and rip off our beaks and pluck off our feathers in order to grow new ones so that we can live longer and be healthier and have new, fresh things and ideas and fresh eyes to look at life with. So as you head into this long weekend, if you're in the States, this is a long weekend for us. As you head into this weekend, think about what is it that you're looking towards over the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. What are the things that you're going to do? What are the things that you're going to do and be and grow to? Who do you want to become? What's the ultimate you? And what's the price that you're going to have to pay? You know, what are the sacrifices that you're going to have to make? What are the things that you're going to have to get rid of? What's the skin that you're going to have to shed in order to grow into that new person? And understand how great it is when you're going to do that. And let me tell you something. You're going to shed the skin anyway. It's going to happen anyway. So you can either grow and shed the skin into something new and beautiful and awesome, or you can not grow and then the skin is you dying and you're going to shed that way. So it's going to happen. So it's just a question of where you're going to head to. So where are you going over the next couple of years? Think about it this weekend. This is a great weekend to do that. We got time. Everybody's had a chance to catch up. Things have been open. So now everybody's going to take a break. Everybody's going to take a breath over this weekend. That's kind of what happens over the 4th. So take some time to reflect and also take some time to enjoy. I'm going to go see Boss Baby tonight. I can't wait, which, by the way, I am Boss Baby. They modeled that character after me. Secondly, I'm going to got to go watch fireworks. We got to go watch everybody blow some shit up. That's going to be awesome. But take some time to really kind of reflect. Take some personal time to think about, where do I want to go over the next couple of years? The world is very different. The world has changed, but it's also full of opportunity. I remember when the shutdown was going on last fall, and I was talking about how in June things were going to open up, and in July it's going to be a whole new world with great opportunity, and it is. No matter what your employment is right now, you have opportunities to go and work and succeed in anywhere. The employees have all of the leverage today. So those predictions turned out to be accurate. We are completely open up. By June, we were starting to open up in April, and now whatever it is that you do, you can really accelerate right now. So now is a great time to launch that career, to launch that business, to take your career to the next level, to really change your finances. There's going to be opportunity everywhere, and it's going to go for quite a while. So where are you going to go over the next couple of years? What are you going to do? What are you going to be? What are you going to succeed at? What are you going to accomplish? What financial freedoms are you going to create for your family? What's the physical outcomes that you're going to have? What are you going to do with your relationships? Think about the next version of you as you shed that skin. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Go Bucks. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.